name is Grace Winier, and welcome to the channel Horse Pro, where I am absolutely dedicated to empowering the amateur horse enthusiast and supporting the budding professional. Please hit subscribe if you find any of today's information to be of value, the like icon, and the notification bell to be told of any upcoming and new videos. Today we are talking about a couple of things. How can you improve a lead change, especially when a lead change has mysteriously gone missing working in a smaller arena? A lot of us indoors don't have vast arenas, large amounts of space, and we really need those horses to get the lead changes just a little quicker. And what happens is often if we have a horse that doesn't have what would be termed as an automatic lead change, often they end up loading onto their front ends and they can't recover, and the shortage of the arena, the smaller space of the arena, actually ends up getting the horse to not rock back on its hind end quick enough. Now, a lot of us will say, oh my gosh, it's the size of arena, I just don't have one. And sometimes we'll just go across the diagonal, and the horse will start to get quick. That's actually not the case. Many people have small arenas. There are Olympians who have tiny arenas indoors, and they do all the work that they need to be prepared in their endeavors. What we actually have to do is become smarter trainers when we're faced with circumstances where we feel the ends come up quick or the width is maybe too narrow. We just have to devise things and ways without creating trauma to the horse or anxiety or making it difficult on the rider, that we can actually make our connection, our leg to hand connection, better, and therefore make the reaction of the horse, the lateral suppleness off each inside leg, make it better so that we can land our lead changes or land our leads or get great lead changes. So today's exercise is super because it really enables the horse to visually understand how it should go to a wall or into a wall. Most of us protect the horse away from the wall, and we hold away and kind of circumvent the hind end. We don't keep enough power in the back. We don't mean to do that, but oftentimes we do, and we don't add enough leg. This exercise actually creates a situation where the horse is riding back to front, remains riding back to front, even though the short end is coming up. And the beauty is that you actually end up having really good lead changes, quicker lead changes, because the horse stays straight, your leg is on, you're riding back to front. And the exercise can be ridden even in trot if you have a very green rider or green horse and you're simply trying to explain straightness and a level balance. And of course, to work the lead change, it can be done in canter. And I'm going to show you 4 or 5 different ways to use this exercise. It's a wonderful exercise. Any size arena can accommodate it. And you don't even need a lot of stuff. It's not where you need a lot of stuff. And I'm going to show you today a wonderful rider, Heather, riding with her horse Luke, performing the exercise. Now, on all my videos, I use amateurs or juniors who actually ride all their own horses. None of these ones are professionally maintained, so you can see that the exercises work and that you can do them. And if you're a trainer, you can see the benefit of getting riders to ride them. So without further ado, I'm going to show you Heather riding it, then I'm going to show you the various exercises, and then Heather riding it one more time so you see and understand it clearly. Awesome. way to do this exercise, or the way you would start, the way Heather and I started, is you would actually walk, trot, and canter, warm your horse up properly, and then you could always start in trot, but Heather and I obviously did it in canter because we were working on keeping her horse straight, not pulling, and getting his lead change cleanly. So now what you need to know is here I placed 2 cavalettis because the arena was a 60 by 120, so a little bit on the short side. What I did was I gave it 34 feet. Now, even though we weren't coming straight through, I made a 2 stride so I knew that there would be a related distance on the curve, so it would be just a little easier to ride. Now, if you had a bigger arena, you could of course make it a 3 or a 4 stride, but actually for our purposes of the lead change and of the rider riding properly, the little bit shorter 2 really worked for me. For Heather, I put a vertical here so that when the exercise was finished, as you will see as she completed it, then it forced her to keep her leg on and keep riding to the vertical, and she was able to see she had better shape, a straighter horse before and after, and of course a clean lead change on the landing. So the way we started it, we went left lead and canter, and we went right into the corner as deep as we could, and then rode straight, absolutely straight across this cavaletti. Now, the important part here is we must have a straight line before and a straight line after. What the horse will often do is shift its shoulder inward, and the rider then pulls on the rein and takes the leg off, and then of course we deplete the lead change from being done. So here we ride 1 stride before, 1 stride after, absolutely straight, driving the horse with both legs into the corner. Now, as the horse approaches the corner, he'll naturally want to slow down. You need to add your leg. Then try to ride a few straight strides rather than a simple circle. We'll try to ride a few straight strides, again, as deep in the corner as you can, and then straight across, again, straight across on an angle, the cavaletti. And again, a straight stride before and a straight stride after, keeping your leg on. This is integral to ride the horse back to front so that it is pushing itself toward the corner, thereby giving its hind end enough energy to get a clean lead change by lifting the front end up and changing behind and then carrying it through. So again, this is a great way to start. And this exercise, what you can do is you can start it, break this exercise up into several lessons worth, because you need the riders to understand the straightness and how to get the straightness. Harder. You're going to come and ride off the right lead into the wall and come off of the short corner. Now, often you only have 1 stride here and 1 stride here. This 1 stride is the hard part. So you need to use your leg, sit up, keep your leg on, your shoulders open and not toppling, use your core. Turning with your leg, this doesn't work if you just pull. So this is a beautiful exercise because it does several things. It encourages the rider to ride leg to hand and encourages the leg to do the steering. Now we need a straight stride here and a straight stride here. Then we ride into the corner, absolutely square. This gives the horse a chance to figure out that you want it to go straight and get the lead change. And you're riding with quite a bit of leg on, even though the velocity doesn't increase. Then you make your turn, you go straight, and again, off of the short end, 1 straight stride from the wall, over the cavaletti, 1 straight stride, land, and into the corner. Again, this is an excellent exercise done this way because it absolutely asks the horse to bear its weight behind, and it absolutely asks the rider to stay leg to hand connected. Is to ride the curve through the center. So here we start on the right lead and we canter off the right lead through the corner, absolutely square. We ask the horse to turn, and this may take a little rein, but it takes quite a lot of leg. And then the integral part is that we land straight and drive the horse in a straight line into the wall and into the corner. This action right here is what will help cement the horse's lead change into the wall. The cavaletti actually becomes not the thing that the horse changes over, which you'll see on the video. Cavaletti actually becomes not the thing the horse changes over, which I know is the way a lot of people do it. I prefer not to, because you need to actually assess why the horse isn't getting the change. So Heather's horse would lean in the front, load the front, and be late behind or not get behind and need to do the skip change. So no amount of going over a pole, because on course you don't have a pole. So you need to fix the real issue. So his issue was dropping the shoulder and she was not riding through. So the cavaletti does not become the thing to signify the change. It becomes the task of the rider to absolutely ride straight. One stride before, one stride after, into the corner, and the horse will get the change right through here as normally, you would love to have on course. But it's because the rider is riding connected back to front and the horse's shoulder is elevated and riding straight to the wall rather than leaning in. And then, of course, you follow through on the curve. And this, of course, you can do both directions, off the left lead and follow it this way, and off the right lead and follow it this way. Quite great. I'm going to show you right here. We came off the right lead into the corner, stayed organized and straight, one straight stride before, one straight stride after, made our turn using our leg to hand. Of course, you're going to use a bit of rein to help the horse steer, but if you use only rein, it's never going to work. You'll be pulling your horse and the hind end will drag behind, flailing, kind of like a loose rope. So you need to ride with your leg to keep the horse straight here, your leg to turn, your leg to ride straight. The corner will help back it up. Ride through the turn, a straight line, make a right hand turn, the long diagonal across. And again, this will keep you riding forward. The cavaletti, again, is not the lead change, the thing for the lead change, or the item that gets the lead change. It gets the rider to ride forward into the corner, and that riding forward in a straight line is what cements the lead change. You'll come through the left, and Heather came through, kept riding forward, and rode a beautiful straight line to the vertical, landed, and rode out. Now for Heather, I added this vertical at the end so that she would continue to see the development of the straight line and how that straightness and that organization here led to a more beautiful canter, a really great shape, even off a short end, an open canter, and show Heather that the lead change then would be got without the use of the cavaletti. So I hope you enjoyed today's exercise. I'm going to show it to you one more time now so that you really have a chance to see. I encourage every rider to learn to ride this type of a pattern, again, leg to hand, and I encourage instructors to use it to help horses and riders understand better balance and lead changes. Awesome. You enjoyed today's exercise. I really thank Heather. She's a wonderful, wonderful amateur rider, and her horse Luke is amazing. He started his career in the Fort Erie racetrack, was a bit of a reject. He was too slow. Then he became a camp horse, believe it or not, before Heather procured him, and he is wonderful. And as you can see in the video, he jumps great. He has a wonderful canter and a 10+ attitude. The team is a great one, and I look forward to everything that they want to achieve this season.